Well, hello, friends, and happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you had a beautiful Thanksgiving week. Can you believe tomorrow's December? It's crazy. I still can't believe it, but I'm so glad that we are here all today together and we have lots of things to share with you. And actually, I'm really, really excited to see what Greg has to share because he hasn't told me just yet, but I do know it's something I'm looking forward to seeing what he's gonna surprise us with. But of course, as you know, welcome to In the Loop. We are here with you. What makes this show so special is that we get to hear and see your comments that come in because we're streaming on, I think, over probably over 8 or 9 or even a dozen different social media platforms now today. So wherever you're joining us from, let us know. Tell us how you're doing, if you enjoyed your Thanksgiving weekend, and what you're looking forward to having us share with you today. Big welcome to In the Loop with Winnie and Greg. I'm Winnie's son, longtime financial pro, CNBC council member, Forbes contributor, and host also of Level Up, which is being found at NASDAQ and other platforms as well. But of course, what you're really here to do is also meet the one and only Greg Nibbler. Greg, how are you today?
I am doing good. It's so good to have everybody here and be here with you, Winnie. It's always so much fun. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm Greg Nibbler, longtime tech reporter covering all things in that world. And today I've got kind of a specific topic that we're going to cover. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence, but some really kind of cool things, something that you might be able to even try today. Actually, one I know you can try today. So some more applicable things that come along with AI and maybe some things for some movies. We've got a bunch of stuff that's coming up with it, but really love just having this interaction and being here with everybody and having you drop in your comments, your questions. Love everybody reaching out, when we're not on the air, but it's just really good to see everybody. CrossX Fighter, I see they're joining and everybody joining in. It's great. I had a great weekend last weekend. We were off last week. It's nice to be back and always excited to hear what you have to say, Winnie, too.
Thank you so much, Greg. It was, last week was Thanksgiving and we didn't do our show. And I was like, you felt like something was missing. Something was missing, Greg. Big, huge welcome also to Sadiq joining us on YouTube Live. And wow, so many friends say thank you so much for being here. Well, of course, what I'd like to do is just sort of kick it off with sort of the financial and business aspect. And then we're going to go over to Greg and he's going to take us to the really fun stuff on technology. So I'm really excited to hear about AI because to be honest with you, Greg, that is an area I don't know that much about. So I'm excited to learn from you there. Let's talk about the market. The market did great, people. If you're invested in your 401k, if you're like I don't even want to look at my statements. Well, today's one of those days that's going to make you breathe a little bit. You're going to feel a little bit better because the Dow closed up 737 points, Nasdaq up 484 points, and the S&P 500 also up 122 points. Now, why did it go up? Well, we just needed a little bit of good news, and that good news came from the one and only Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. I guess he's like the Santa Claus of the Federal Reserve right now because he said today, he didn't say like we were all right and that the economy was back to normal and we were having record earnings and everything was great. No. What he said is that the central bank will probably start to slow the pace of, those really big rate hikes. And so possibly that could actually help us. So that means that we're still going to get rate hikes. We just may not get as big of a rate hike in the near future, and that this could happen as quickly as December. So a little bit good news. The market definitely gravitated to that and went up big. So that should actually tell you something. For those of you who are watching and following the show, look at how quickly the market can turn positive as well. The market is in my opinion right now, just craving for some good information. Is any bit of good information, they bring it. And so we saw a triple positive day across the board. Of course, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell did continue to caution, saying that, well, here in the U.S., the monetary policy is still likely to be pretty aggressively tight. But they're showing some progress, and they're saying that there could be some improvement in inflation. So be patient. The other news that I found that I thought was positive is that the U.S. has grown by 2.9% in this third quarter. This is according to recent GDP news. This was shared from our friends at MarketWatch. And they're also saying that there's not too big of a sign of a recession for now. I feel like I need to say that this is with a grain of salt because it depends on which publication you're reading, which website you're on, who you're listening to, which economist. There's still a lot of people that think we're about to be in a recession or very close to it or, whatever. So everybody thinks what they think. If you just read the headlines, you're going to have to make the decision that's best for yourself. And that, I think, is just to pay attention to the trends and make sure whatever you do, that you do what you need to do to plan not only for today, but also your financial future. All right. On that note, if you didn't see this, I wanted to bring it to your attention. My friends at CNBC are doing a big launch, and I actually knew about this a few weeks ago because I helped introduce them and connect them to some of the experts for this research. But they're doing a lot of research around the area of long COVID and how long COVID will impact the economic health of here in the United States. In fact, based on the studies that they have shown, and they've gotten experts to weigh in, university pundits and whatnot, and they're saying that long COVID could be the next quote unquote public health disaster with a $3.7 trillion economic impact, which in this article says will rival the Great Recession. This is huge. I had no idea it was this big. But if you didn't know, I want to make sure that this is on your radar just to pay attention to, because according to the research that they showed in this article, over 23 or as many as 23 million Americans here have long COVID. Not that they were infected by COVID. I mean, that number is even bigger, but they're talking about those who are affected by long COVID, 23 million Americans, which they said could cost us almost $4 trillion. This is so much money. They're saying that 30% of Americans who actually get COVID have developed these long haul symptoms. And so these are things that we need to be paying attention to as a financial professional. This is something I'm paying attention to. But if you or someone that you love, right, has gone through this, what I would just say is this: reach out to someone, reach out to a financial professional or an advisor or an accountant or an attorney or somebody that you can talk to about planning for your future. Because this can be based on the studies that they're showing from CNBC. Really, these medical costs can add up and they can have a big impact on not only you, but also your household. They gave example after example. It was actually pretty mind-blowing. So we want to make sure that this is on your radar because, of course, Greg and I really care about you. So we always want to make sure you know what's going on, right? And Carlos, thank you so much for being here on YouTube Live. I appreciate your very supportive comment. Always appreciate you being on the show. Okay, now, of course, I couldn't leave you on that. I mean, you're going to go with the Greg, but before we do that, I have something fun to share with you as well. And Greg, I don't know if you know this, but here's the deal. Have you heard of the McDonald's McGold card? Now, if you haven't heard of this card, you're not alone. I had no idea what this was. Yes, it looks like a gold credit card, as you see. But supposedly a lot of celebrities have this. I found out Rob Lowe has this, Bill Gates has one, Warren Buffett has one. And so what this is this is like a fancy McDonald's card that enables you to have free food at McDonald's, almost like for your whole life. And so they're saying that a lot of people have been talking about what is this gold card and why is it important? Is it really this great? And sure enough, it really is that great, right? Well, for a limited time as part of this, McDonald's, I gotta say, Greg, you probably feel this way too. I don't have. Who's talking to me? Someone's talking to me. I don't know. Greg's laughing. It sounds like my Siri or somebody. Well, anyhow, what I was going to say is I've never heard of this card, but it seems like McDonald's has really beefed up on their social media presence. They're really doing a great job of being smart, honing in into their target market and looking for little fun promotions. We knew about the adult Happy Meal, the McRib sandwich. Well, Now, what they're doing is this: if you go and you utilize McDonald's app between December 5th and the 25th, so pretty much all of next month, right, until Christmas Day, like they have all these promotions, they're going to do drops, they're going to give giveaways. I guess they're going to give like a stocking that has chicken nuggets in it, which that sounds pretty cool, Greg. I mean,
Yeah. I like some nuggets every now and then. I'm not going to lie.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Greg, I think we've talked about this before. Don't eat a lot of McDonald's, but it's certainly cool. And in fact, I feel like if I won this gold card, I would use it as an opportunity to teach my kids the importance of giving, right? I would try
Right.
to like get the food or, see if someone else needs the food and share this food with them or donate it to those who are less fortunate. It feels like that would be a great opportunity. But yeah, this is their new promotion. It's called the Season of Sharing. And so it's a promotional event. So I guess you will actually, if you get this card, you will get free McDonald's meals for 50 years.
For 50
And
years.
yeah, you get 2 McDonald's meals per week. So I guess they don't want you to like
I
eat
don't
it
know if you're going to
every
last
day.
50 years if you're doing that, but yeah, I mean, nothing against McDonald's. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I was telling the kids that. I heard the chicken nugget doesn't even dissolve or something like that,
I
right?
know, probably. I mean,
It
I'm
has so
not.
many special
I
things in it.
definitely like myself a chicken nugget every now and then. But I also find it shocking that Rob Lowe eats at McDonald's that much. I've seen him in a lot of shows. I don't believe that.
He's
But
pretty fit.
he's pretty fit. But still, I mean, why not? Why not download the app and try it? I mean, free stuff. And like you said, give it away to people and help other people out. I think that's a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
I guess you can make a purchase on this app like up to once a day, and then you enter into this contest. Let's be honest. I mean, it sounds pretty like I feel like the odds aren't good that you would win.
Yeah, probably not.
But you would be spending a lot of money for McDonald's. But I mean, we got to give credit where credit is due. Good job to those at McDonald's. I mean, talk about
Oh
a
yeah.
really clever promotion because I mean, yeah. I mean,
It's
Sadiq is
smart.
laughing right now. Mhm.
Yeah. No, I
I
love
see
that.
Sadiq laughing at a gold card for high cholesterol is what Sadiq says. I love that. Um, yeah. And then
Yeah, seriously.
Sadiq is also saying that my car's damaging me financially, the COVID. I'm not sure what that is, Sadiq. If you want to clarify, that'd be awesome. But a lot of people are saying hi to you, Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I'm gonna end up trying it. Just a quick side note, a tangent on that, talking about giveaways. There's a great documentary on Netflix about Pepsi and a point system that they had in the 90s where they offered up a Harrier jet if you had like millions and millions of points. And
Uh-huh.
it's a documentary about these two guys who decided that they were going to get the millions of points and make Pepsi give them a Harrier jet. So
Uh-huh.
it's a just a side thing. If you're looking for something to watch and you like talking about this McDonald's giveaway stuff, the Pepsi one is definitely
So
worth
that's on
checking out.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I gotta check that out, Greg.
it
Very
is. It's very entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah, just a side note on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, so if you win, if those of you are watching, if you're win, I don't know about you, Greg, but I feel like you and I can make this pack. Like if we were to hypothetically win, why don't we try to give with that as well, right? Like give
Yes,
some of that food away or,
I think
if
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah, give
ask
away those meals each week and
right. Because I think
yeah.
especially nowadays we're seeing a lot like this like Thanksgiving week. I took my family. We went to a hotel. We went to Hyatt. And on the way we stopped for some Habit Burger, which my kids love Habit Burger because I love their app. And so we saw a homeless person in front, and I thought this is perfect an opportunity to give. So we ordered him a whole bunch of food. He ate well that day, but I mean, I think this might be a thing. Maybe Greg and I will make that commitment, and maybe some of you'll consider joining us too.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's a great idea. Great way to use that too. So super cool.
All right, Greg, what do you got? I know you got it.
Okay.
I've been like waiting. I'm like, I just gotta get through my stuff so I can hear what Greg has to say.
All right. Well, I've got a couple of things, and one of these is actually something you can try out right now. So we're talking about artificial intelligence. I've got 3 different topics that go along with that and showing how it's being utilized in our lives and maybe ways that we didn't think about before. But this is something that Amazon just announced. I believe today was when the announcement came out for the Echo Show. So if you have an Echo Show, you're going to be able to use this out. You won't be able to do it with just the audio device, but the Echo Show is the video screen device that Amazon has. They were giving them away with some purchases over Black Friday and their previous Prime Day. So I've got one of these. I actually tried this out. If you have one, you can enable this skill, and this is targeted towards kids, but it's using AI and animation and AI creating animation to make up a story for them. So if you try it, there's a way to enable it. I'm not going to say it out loud right now because I don't want everybody's devices to start going off, but I'll post a link to this, and there's the link right up there. So you have to enable it in your Alexa app. And then you go in, you say, hey, create a story for me. And what it does, it gives you different options as you go through. You pick a main character, you pick some different colors, you pick the temperament of the main character, whether they're happy or they're lonely or sad. There's a bunch of different options that go along with this. And because of all that, each time it creates a story, they're saying it is completely unique. So even if a kid or somebody or an adult picks the exact same things every time, the AI is going to create something completely unique. So this is all happening completely different. I'm seeing the question there, animation on Amazon. Yeah, so it's the AI that's creating this animation. It all shows on the Echo Show, whichever one you have. I mean, I have kind of a lower end one and it still works. So I think it's the entire line of Echo Shows. But it's really, to me, just watching the process and how the AI is creating it. It seems to be an AI voice as well, which it's a little bit jarring and stuttered. You can tell, it's something that it's making up on the spot, but it's still pretty cool to try out. It's something I think that anybody can do right now, if they want to do it. And they're saying that for kids, they're going to get a different story every single time, no matter what they choose. So it can keep them entertained for a long time and actually show for them too some of this, how AI is being utilized. So I thought that was pretty cool. Just looking at what they've been able to do with all of that and showcase that. Winnie, I don't know if you have an Echo Show or not to try this out.
I
But
don't have an Echo Show, but I'm
okay.
almost thinking like I'm gonna find somebody with one. I'm sure
Yeah.
Curtis on my team has one. I have the Google one, the
Uh-huh.
Google Home thing.
Yeah, and Google, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with something like this. But right now, Amazon's the first one testing it out. But it's seeing where AI is going, especially with entertainment.
That's
That I
cool.
think is kind of the key thing here. It's just, you look at this from a creator standpoint, it's like, oh, great, AI is taking over more things. But at the same time, this is a simple program. I mean, it's kind of like a video game that's different every single time, but the kid gets all this input into what the story is going to be. And then it creates
That's so
a
cool.
tale. Yeah, I just tried it this afternoon. I mean, it was a weird tale that it created, but it was, I was like, all right. But it's very kid friendly. But it was odd, but it made me want to try it again. Where I was like, okay, well, I want to see what it does if I make these same choices or what it comes up with. Yeah, pretty fascinating stuff. Just seeing AI being utilized more and more and more, in our lives.
That's so cool because it's on a small screen. You know how on
Yeah.
Netflix now they have those shows like my kids watch them where they can pick the next chapter of like, choose this or choose that.
Yep.
So you can see if it's like on the Echo screen, eventually it'll be on TV and then everything that will be super cool. Can
Yeah.
even see like then they take you to a different world, different advertisement. I mean, a lot of opportunities here.
So much potential. And I think especially too, since it's something unique every time. Like
Yeah.
whatever you pick, it's never going to be exactly the same according to them.
Mhm.
So that I think gives it even more value of an experience. And like you said, the potential for advertising, the potential for Netflix shows or AI generated show with better graphics. I mean, it's kind of
Maybe
endless on what you can do with it.
uh-huh.
And then we get into the debate of, is that good or not? Well, it's happening. So that's
I mean, it's better than like I feel like Zuckerberg should have paid attention to this because I think people weren't quite
Yeah.
ready for the whole meta thing yet. But maybe
Yeah.
something on their TV with AI, maybe should have invested a little bit more in like this type of technology.
Yes, something that's understandable and interactive. Yeah, it definitely makes a lot more sense. So yes, that's what Amazon has out there. So if you do have an Echo, I think Sadiq just mentioned that like $20 right now you can pick up an Echo. But yeah, it's pretty cool seeing what they can do. So you try that out. I recommend it, and that's just one example of how entertainment is changing. So I have another one here. This isn't something you're going to be able to do, but you'll probably be noticing it in films and television shows coming up more and more. So we're all familiar with the idea of aging or de-aging someone in a show. It happens, more and more that we've seen this in shows. If you watch The Irishman, I know that's the Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci movie where they aged them and then made them young again. Sometimes it was a little bit jarring on how the tech works. You see it a lot in Marvel movies, even Star Wars, where they have that same effect going on for certain characters that may show up in shows, but now in real life they're old and they're young in the show. You've seen this kind of technology. But Disney has been working extensively on this, and there's a new research that's out from them, from their research team, talking about how they can make this happen so much quicker. So what you're looking at right there, so this is an artificial intelligence that they have for their programming software that can instantly on the screen age or de-age an actor. Normally, the way that has to work is you have to go in afterwards. There's visual effects teams. It's very, very time intensive. There's just a lot that goes into it. They're saying that this is going to speed that up tremendously. Now, a VFX artist can still go in and tinker with it, and narrow it down and really get it right. But this is how they have it. And so the way they did it is they created, I guess, a whole bunch of artificial faces, like artificial human faces, which again, we've seen those even in advertisements a lot more. So they created all those, and then they let the neural network experiment on them and age each one of them in different ways, something that only an AI could do over and over and over and over and over. And it learned certain characteristics, certain wrinkles, maybe certain things it could do, that it would take that same face and age them or de-age them. And then they use that to layer it over that technology, to layer it over an actual actor. So in theory, this could happen in real time where you could have that going on. And it's really, really cool of what they're able to do with that and how they're able to completely have that happen in real time while you're watching it. And just thinking about where that could go to for shows, for different things that you can watch. I mean, there's so much that can happen with that. And this one's the neural network's called FRAN, Face Re-Aging Network. That's what I want to get in there too. So that's what's different about this than some of the stuff that they've previously had. The potential there is limitless for also for television shows, for, think about, doing a prequel to a series, but the actor's much older. Well, in theory, you could have that same person doing that, or maybe you want to put them in different time frames. Like, it opens up the possibility for storytelling, I think, and maintaining that continuity that I like. I mean, I enjoy the fact when it is the same actor, playing the same role. I think we all kind of do. Sometimes recastings have to happen, but if you can still have the same person in there, I like that idea. I think that gives somebody a lot of room to play with on the creative side of things, for as far as creators, a television writer, a movie writer. Like, you don't have to worry about as much about what that entails to show something like that. You could really open it up a lot. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's what Disney is showing for their new kind of software there, showcasing that.
Well, I gotta talk to you about this, Greg. I know you're talking about movie making, all this stuff, and I get a big hello to Bella Vasta. Bella's amazing on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, Tara as well on Facebook Live. Let me just say, when I'm watching you show this like aging, de-aging thing, I'm immediately drawn to, how you see real estate agents and they do advertising and their ads always look so young, and then they show up to the property and they look nothing like that. I mean,
all the airbrushing that goes.
Yeah. And I saw all this, like, it was actually trending on Twitter yesterday, Greg. You may have seen one of the political candidates. I'm not going to mention the person's name, but they were saying that this person looks like they used Vaseline on the camera lens because it was like all blurry and like all perfect.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, but I was just thinking all these things are going in my mind when you're describing this aging, de-aging AI. But
right,
like, it would be great for movie making, but I bet you anything, like, it's going to become so affordable that literally, Greg, I'm going to be like 85 years old, all wrinkly and crazy, and then like I'll be talking to you and it'll look like I'm like 21. Like
that you are so right about that.
Voice doesn't match your look. I don't know. Just
I don't know what
that can be fixed too. I can never see you in person. Always has to be.
That's it. Yeah, nobody will go see anybody in person anymore. It's just got to be through the screen. Yeah, Oh, you are so right. That is absolutely going to be how this is eventually going to be used.
I mean, because people are gonna be able to afford it, and it's probably once there's demand for this technology,
Yeah.
which like this aging, de-aging. Let's be honest, most people are gonna want to de-age, right? Not
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Most people aren't going to want to
age.
go the other way.
Yeah, and so it's gonna be more affordable, and then tech companies are gonna be there. It's gonna be like instead of a Snapchat filter, it'll be like de-aging filter, and then it'll be built into your iPhone and your Android phone, and then everybody will be there. And Sadiq is like, yeah, they use 3D mask on real actor but this would be so much easier,
Yeah.
Sadiq. You just have to pick up your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
is
All going
interesting
through this network.
technology for sure. I mean, as soon as you start to think about you I call it vanity tech. As soon as you create vanity tech, I think vanity tech will always sell well.
I mean, it's going to end up being, it'll be like a clear mask you put on that automatically de-ages your face or something. Not your hands or arms, but just your face. Unnerving.
Unnerving.
Yeah, we'll see where that tech goes, but it's out there now. So Disney's saying that probably they're going to end up licensing it to other people. I'm sure there's definitely a profit aspect to this, but also saving time and maybe freeing up some things. So we'll see where that goes. All right, I've got that one. Now the final one I've got, I submitted myself for this as the test dummy on this, and this is from myheritage.com. So MyHeritage is like 23andMe. It's like a lot of the sites, where you get your DNA history and genealogy and all of that, and they match you up with other people who may have done it. We're all kind of familiar with those types of companies. And this one, though, they have been experimenting with AI in a few different ways over the past. They had one where they would animate old photos, but now the new thing is it's called an AI time machine. And what you do, and I did this for myself, that's apparently me. I can't remember what I am there. I have to pull it up to remember exactly what I'm supposed to be on that one. Oh, wait till you see these. You submit a bunch of pictures of yourself,
Did you
and
see?
then they take them and transfer you. Honestly, the fact that you're laughing so much, and it makes it even funnier. Oh yeah, that's me.
Joshua, this is cray cray, right?
That's me as a Van Gogh.
That's pretty good though.
So there's a ton of them.
Oh, this one's cool.
Yeah, that's a Norse king, is what I am right there. That's called a Knight Templar. I don't know what is going on there.
Joshua's like, wow.
Something terrible happened there.
What do you think, Bella? Where's Vicky when you need her?
I know, right? There's an Egyptian king.
Wait.
There's so many of them.
I feel like this is like.
So it's called the AI time machine. Okay, this one kind of made me a little upset. So that's supposed to be a cowboy, but why is there a mini me on my back? That's what I don't know or understand. I don't know what is happening there or who that person is.
Tara says, Tara, you're right.
That is an Arctic Explorer. There are like hundreds of these that you can pick from that it'll run it through. So.
I think we know what you're going to be for Halloween next year. What are these? Cowboy mini, yeah.
So, yeah, so there's so many of them. Oh, that's me in this. That's 1960s, Greg. There's 1960s Greg. Oh, that's 1950s Greg. I think I'm about to go rob someone in that one. I'm not sure what's happening.
Well, I mean, the good thing is your hair seems to be universally.
So, yeah, this is 1930 scientist. Clearly the most accurate one, I think, for the depiction. This definitely matches up with what I've got going right here.
You're kind of freaky.
Oh, that's 1920s. Kind of like Pee Wee Herman there.
You do.
This one, I don't even remember what this is. I think it's like Greek philosopher or something. I'm not
Whoa.
sure what's happening there. But there's a Ottoman Sultan style. I'll have to take a look and see if they've got one. If they, I
I
don't
gotta
have it
write
pulled
this
up.
down. This is
Maybe
my
there is.
heritage. Man.
Oh yeah, this was a little video I put together for you.
Wait, this has music too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry about the music on that. That was my bad. Yeah, just showing some of this. So anyway, that is something you can go try. Now they had it up as try for free, and it keeps kind of changing. It says try for free, then I had to pay $12, but I got like 160 images that that you can choose from, and in like all these different styles. I was thinking this would be a good present for someone too. Upload somebody you know. Like you need a lot of good quality images, but even if somebody has them on Facebook, that may be against the rules to do. But I kind of think that would be cool to upload that and give somebody gifts of themselves as
Themselves.
Yeah, as themselves.
Here's a gift of you looking really funny. 150 wigs.
But
Wow.
that'd be cool.
I got no words.
Cool.
But it has music too. Cross Excavator wants to know if it has music too.
Music. That was my fault. If we get a hit on that. That was from my TikTok that I uploaded, and then I downloaded it, and it doesn't come with music. We made that part, but yeah. Otherwise, you can get all these different.
That's epic. I love it. Do you guys love it? Did you guys enjoy that? I love that. That was hilarious. Between that and the unlimited McDonald's, I mean, I feel like, look at how much value we bring you on In the Loop.
What else do you want from us?
You should subscribe. Subscribe and turn on that bell.
Hit the button.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what is that? Like, there's no explanation either.
And a mini Greg
me on my shoulders, like glaring too. We're both very angry. I mean, I wouldn't be happy if that was going on.
But I do think that this is your Halloween costume for next year. I feel like you should dress up like this and then put like a stuffed you on top, like a teddy bear or something. And you should recreate this image. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a Witty Sun version.
I know, right? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that many photos. I'll have to check.
I actually took a bunch with my phone before I upload them. There's like a guideline. It's like 10 standing up and so many close ones. It's like about 20 pictures. But you know, some of them are kind of impressive. Some of them are just really disturbing. But either way, it was pretty fun.
It was awesome. Yeah, I want to do this. This sounds like fun, huh, Sadiq? I feel like
so there you go. If you end up doing it, anybody, send us your pictures. Send us what you end up getting.
Tag us on it. Tag us on it. We want to see your photos. That is super fun. Yeah.
By all means.
I mean, I feel like that's worth the $12 right there. I mean,
right. It kind of was. I was like, all right, it's $12. Let's just do it. And
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Because
all my new headshots that I need right there.
Oh, I know. I feel like you should use them everywhere. Like when you go on the Today Show, you should use that headshot and then be like, wow, you're a creative person. Obviously, I brought my mini-me with me.
Do they pay $12? Yeah, I paid $12 to get mine done. But I think there's a free trial that's back up now, so you can get like a certain amount.
Maybe Cyber Monday sale. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was one going on. I don't know. I've gone there a few different times, and sometimes it's on there. It says try for free. Sometimes it doesn't say try for free. So it might be the luck of the draw.
They gotta check it incognito because they probably track you to see what you're gonna do. Speaking of which, craziness, right? Like what's been happening, like the whole like Elon and Tim Cook thing. I don't know all about that yet, but I feel like that's something we gotta discuss in the coming days too.
Yeah, that seems to be unfolding rapidly because then Elon just posted something from the Apple campus implying that Tim Cook was giving him a tour, but I don't know. But Tim Cook and Elon weren't in the video. So I don't understand what's going on there. It's weird.
It is weird. I mean, like, if you've ever seen video of Elon when he speaks and when he seems very, very like level-headed when he's speaking and not carrying toilets around. But then, like, so I wonder, like, is he just like two different personalities, the Twitter personality and the in-person personality. It's just very strange. And I feel like Tim Cook just seems so level-headed, and he seems like such a seems like
At least his public persona is.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a lot more guarded. I don't know. Yeah, maybe next week. I bet who knows what will unfold in the next week on Twitter drama. But we'll probably have something to talk about. I know we were also discussing too, maybe next week, talking about some shows to watch.
Yes, great idea. And actually, for those of you who are watching, we want to invite you to participate this as well. And for those of you who've seen the previous In the Loop episodes, when we've kind of broken down some things that we think should be on your radar of things to watch. I know Greg's always brings us like the best stuff. If there's things that you're watching or you're looking forward to watching, maybe you could send them to us either on social, tag Greg, tag myself, or you can send us a direct message. We'd love to hear, because I think we're going to do a roundup next week, right, Greg?
Yeah, that sounds great. So let us know what it is that you're watching. Definitely would love to hear that. We'll give some recommendations. That one, by the way, that I mentioned earlier, it's Pepsi, Where Is My Jet? That is the name of that.
Where's my jet?
Yeah, I'm not even finished with it yet, but it's really interesting about how to legally make Pepsi give them a Harrier jet. So it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I have something. I've been watching this one show on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I think it stars Chris Hemsworth, and it's amazing. He takes us through a journey of, like pushing you to your maximum mental strength, right?
Limitless.
It's amazing.
I haven't watched it yet. I saw that.
I haven't seen it. You ought to watch it. I think it's how it teaches you about how to deal with future aging, and I think. After I watched that show, I will say I had a greater appreciation for Chris Hemsworth, which Thor, he's like cool as Thor, but I never, I actually watched the show. I feel like I really like him even more. Just like, oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, there's another one to check out. And then we'll have more next week. So please let us know, what it is that you're watching. We'll give our recommendations. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in, joining and chatting and having fun with us here every week. We love it. And it's just so awesome that you're all joining with us.
It is so awesome. And we're going to be back next week. So definitely tell a friend. Definitely help us share this episode. Tag us when you share the episode so we can properly thank you next week. But with that, I feel like that's a wrap, Greg.
I think we've got it all. McDonald's cards and Cowboy Mini-Me. There we go.
Cowboy Mini-Me.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See you next week.